Today we're going to be talking about antennas. We're going to cover a lot of the basics, the different types of antennas, how to read an antenna pattern plot, and especially how to visualize antenna coverage in 3 dimensions. So we're going to be talking about 5 different types of antennas today, starting with the basic stick omnidirectional antenna, moving to another type of omnidirectional antenna called a squint or a down tilt antenna, which is pretty interesting. And then we have 3 different types of panel or sector, or sometimes indoors they're called patch antennas, that are used for different applications outdoors. So now you have the basics. Let's look at some real antennas. We're going to start with what we call stick omnidirectional antennas, because they look like sticks. And these are basically 2 different gains, which is why they're different sizes. And the pattern of a stick omnidirectional antenna is going to be that donut that we talked about, where it's compressed vertically. The pattern is 360 degrees around the antenna. That's why we call it an omnidirectional. But in the vertical plane, depending on the gain, it's going to be compressed to 1 degree or another. So the shorter antenna, the lower gain antenna, is going to be a lot fatter than the higher gain antenna, which is going to be much more squished. Now, let's look at another omnidirectional antenna. This one is very interesting because it's also a directional antenna. This is what we call a squint or down tilt pattern. And as you can see from the mounting hardware, this antenna is intended to be hung facing down from typically an arm of a lamp pole, or possibly the ceiling of a large warehouse, for example. And this antenna has a 360 degree pattern, and so from an E-plane perspective, it's going to have that cone shape to it, whereas from an H-plane perspective, it's going to be a circle. And something to watch out for with this antenna is that the size of the circle is dependent on the height, the mounting height of the antenna. The higher you mount it, the larger the coverage area.